Australian debut or ODI debut? How did you feel like you went out there?
I felt good. It felt a little bit different to debuting Test match cricket. I actually feel a lot more comfortable with where my game is at the moment. So it was nice to feel confident going into a debut, and I felt like I bowled pretty well.
It's been a much longer build-up this time. Last time was kind of rushed in the space of maybe a couple of weeks before your test would be. This time it's been a little while coming. How does that change your mindset going into your game?
I guess it's probably been a couple of seasons of work leading into this game, really, to play again for Australia, and in that time I've gained more experience, and that's what I put it down to. So I felt a lot more calm out in the middle, felt more in control, and I understand my game a lot better, like I said. So having a bit of a slower lead up definitely helped. So it was nice. I felt good going out there today.
Does that sort of extend to not panicking or whatever after you getting that first ball hit before? Like, I think it was until I think it was another boundary to your last over, like really locked him down.
Yeah, I guess getting the first ball out of the way is always a bit nerve-wracking. I think in Test cricket and one-day cricket now, my first balls have both gone for 4, so that's a good fact. But yeah, definitely. I just felt a lot better and I knew I just had to try and spin the ball out there because it was a turning wicket, as we saw, especially later in the game.
What was it like getting that first wicket? Was it a relief of anxiety?
Oh, it's great to get the first wicket. Yeah, it's a great feeling because that's what you're out there to do. So to get that first wicket was very pleasing, and then from there it's obviously trying to take more wickets and also hold a bit of pressure in one-day cricket. So yeah, it was nice.
I guess on the flip side, what was it like when you let that one through?
It's just part of the game, I guess. No one tries to make the mistakes, and people drop catches, people miss stumpings, and it was a pretty tough one because he would have been blinded for most of it because Morgan ran into his line of sight and actually did bounce a little bit. So that's all right. That's part of cricket. He's a good keeper, so that's fine.
Ashton, I know you're sort of feeling a lot more comfortable about your game now, but how difficult was, I guess, that sort of 12-month period after the whirlwind of your debut? Like, did you find it difficult to sort of, adjust after that, coming back to state cricket?
I'm not sure if it was adjusting. I think it was just learning how I play my cricket. Because up until that game, everything had been so natural and it had all just happened, but I wasn't aware of how it was happening. So to go and play the last 2 seasons and actually learn my game while I was doing it really helped me, because now if it goes off, I kind of know how to get it back, whereas before it went off for a bit and it was a bit of a tough time for one season learning how to find that rhythm. So it was just learning about the way I play the game.
It must be tough, I suppose, or it must be strange to have such a high, like so early in your career, and then, for 2 years afterwards to not get that chance again, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good thing for that to happen early though, because you realise how much time there is ahead of you. So for it to happen when I was 19 and then to get dropped, it didn't really feel like I'd been dropped from a test side. Like, I always had hope that I would be able to get back, especially because I was young. I was dropped here actually, and then to play my first one-day game here was nice, and it felt different.
And how do you feel about your chances for this Bangladesh Test tour that are coming up? Do you feel like you're putting yourself in a good position there to be selected?
All I can do is just put good performances on the board, and the better I do, the higher my chances are. So in the last few games that I've played in India and today, I've just got to try and bowl as well as I can. And so I'm not sure. Obviously, there's a few contenders, and they're all very good bowlers. Stephen O'Keefe, Fawad Ahmed, and myself. So it's best if I don't think about that. The more I think about that, the less my focus is on this. And this is what's important right now.
I know it didn't come off tonight, but the way your batting's progressed over the past 2 years, do you feel comfortable batting at number 8, maybe even as high as number 7 in the national team?
Yeah, I do. I feel good up there. You always, I don't know, I love batting. I just like being, I guess, a bowling all-rounder because I'm in the game all the time. I hate not being in the game. So, yeah, I do feel good batting out there. I've still got a lot to learn and a lot to work on. But, you know, Justin Langer and a few of the coaches back in Western Australia have been instrumental in to turning my batting game into something that's a bit more solid, a little bit more structured, but still nice and loose. I'm just trying to make better decisions.
What were you thinking when you went out there with the run rate, the required run rate so high?
I had to sort of try and get myself in a little bit, but I knew I didn't have much time, and then it was just about working out what the bowler's trying to do and trying to counteract that, and obviously trying to lift the run rate.
Did you get a good sort of side of the catch, like the way it popped out? Could you see all that?
Yeah, I did. I saw about 15 replays on the TV screens and on the big screen. It was a pretty good catch, very good catch.
I was going to say, you've mentioned a couple of times how much you've learnt over the past 2 years. Is there anything? Is there anybody in particular that you've learnt from or learnt with?
Oh, lots of people. A lot of people have been good to me. Justin Langer's been outstanding in Western Australia. I didn't have a great season after my couple of tests here when I went back home, but they persisted and persisted, so I owe a lot to them. And you know, I felt like I came out of that quite well last season. John Davison, the spin coach up at the National Cricket Centre, has been outstanding as well. I've worked with him I've known him since I was probably about 16. He's been brilliant. Troy Cooley, and just my teammates as well. So I've got good people around me.
Justin Langer's famed for his mental toughness and that resilience. Is that something that you've ever talked to him about? Having the mental strength. Has that side of your game, has that improved?
Yeah, it definitely has. I think it works differently for different people, like depending on your personality. I try to be nice and relaxed, and but he tries to help me with that as well, because he knows how I am and how I how do I say it? He knows how I'm feeling when I'm playing at my best, and that's nice and loose and relaxed. So he just helps me try and groove that sort of mindset when I'm out in the middle. And I guess the real mental toughness comes in the way that he trains us back home.
If you do get that test recall for Bangladesh, do you feel as well prepared as you can be based on your second half of the Shield season and also having that recent stint in India?
Yeah, I was thinking about preparation today, and there's not much more you can do than what we're doing at the moment. We train hard, we train a lot, and I guess you just have to back yourself and back the preparation that you've had. And I played on a few spinning wickets at the end of last season, so I learned how to bowl with rough when there's on turning wickets, different field settings. In India for the A series, learned how to bowl to some good players with spin. But like I said before, I haven't been picked on that tour yet, so it's just have to wait and see.
And is there any hangover from that post-season surgery, or is that totally fine?
No, it's been really good. I'm really glad I had it. I needed to have it done. But no, the medical staff have been outstanding back in Western Australia and also here as well. So I'm feeling good. My body's good.
Has it felt weird at all coming back here after 2 years, after all the success and stuff, and back at Lords when you played the second test? Has it felt weird being back here after where it all sort of began?
No, it's felt really good. I think there's a little bit less hype around it. There's obviously a great atmosphere, but it feels like there's less hype around a one-day series than there is around an Ashes series, and that's felt quite good. And also, I haven't been playing the last couple of games, so the pressure's been off in that sense. And then to come into the third game in a series, and I guess the lack of hype around maybe me playing has been quite nice. So it's felt like a smooth transition.
I guess it's been weird that a one-day debut has sort of been so expected, with Shane coming in and a spinning pitch here at Manchester, that everyone sort of expected you to play.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I felt ready to play, which is a really good feeling. So I felt okay there today.
Nice quality, Jess.
You were very young when you debuted. Pat Cummins was even younger when he debuted there. He's had sort of a long sort of lead-in since. How do you think he's travelling at the moment?
I think he's flying at the moment. I think he's just building to something really special, and I think you can see it with the way he's bowling. He's bowling aggressively and with really good pace. You know, that's Paddy's big strength, is that he's so fast and he's still so young. And so, yeah, he's an excellent player and he's building really well. So I think he's going great and he's going to be a key part of the Australian one day and I think also Test side going forwards.